What's up, guys? Welcome back to my reviewing table. Today it's a little different. We're not reviewing a knife. We're reviewing a lock bypass tool called the Sparrows Hall Pass. Now, there was a previous version that was made in titanium. This part was not scratched when I received it. This was from me trying to open one of my doors and scuffing it on one of the lock plates. So like I was saying, one of them was made out of titanium. I didn't get that version because it wasn't available on their website. Sparrows is a Canadian company, so on their website this is listed for $9.95 Canadian. So with the shipping to the East Coast where I live and the exchange rate, my total came out to about $14, give or take, $13 and some change. But in Canadian currency it was 17. So you have to look at the exchange rates if you're going to buy from them, so you don't have a heart attack on how much you're going to be paying for the products you'd be receiving from them. But even if I did pay $17 with shipping for this, I think it's worth it to be able to bypass some doors with relative ease. So I currently have some lock picks coming from Sparrows. This is just something I keep in my wallet. Like you saw, I pulled it out of. It's just a EOS Cases 2.0 titanium wallet. Fits perfectly. It's the same exact size as a normal credit card. Here, let me grab a Dunkin' Donuts gift card. Show you comparison. Overlay it. So yeah, and it's actually a hair thinner than your average credit card. So this is going to take up less room than your Walmart gift card or your Dunkin' Donuts gift card or your license or stuff like that. So it's very unobtrusive to your wallet and to your pocket, and it's hardly noticeable. It's very light. It's made of stainless steel, this model. And one thing I will note, I was not sure of if this was the case when I bought it or not, and I had discovered for myself because no other reviewers that I watched videos of this mentioned if it was flexible or not. It has a little bit of flex, but it's fairly rigid, and you probably don't want to try and flex it because it will bend unless, you know, you're in a life-threatening situation, you're in a fire in your house and a doorknob's broken and you need to hook into the lock and pop the lock open. Then, you know, go ham, bend this thing because this is way less valuable than your life. But it's a fantastic tool to have. Really great quality. It's got the Sparrows company name lasered in up at the top and their little logo. There aren't sharp edges, but there are some edges where you can feel where the laser cut if you run your finger on the back side and the front side. You can feel it a little bit, but it's a little more prominent on the back side. Everything is stonewashed. You can tell by the little scratchy looking pattern on it. So it's going to hide wear pretty well from you cramming it in door jams and stuff like that. Like I said, I scuffed mine up trying to open my bedroom door, but my bedroom door is an exception compared to probably everybody else that has a more modern door that has a not a solid wood door frame. My door is set incorrectly, so the distance between the door knob, the latch that enters into the hole in the door casing, was too far away, so my door would just pop open. So I had to put in a second plate The part that has a little rounded edge that the little spring-loaded piston portion of the lock rides on to pop into the hole. I had to put a second one on there so it had enough distance so it'd catch and my door wouldn't just pop open randomly all the time. So trying to open a door that has that problem with this is a bit of a pain. Plus I have a screw that's protruding at an angle, so trying to use this tool on that, it just gets caught on the screw. I've managed to do it successfully multiple times, but I did discover a workaround for this. So if you do buy this, shipping rates will vary depending on what coast you live on, or if you're central United States, or if you're international from Canada or North America. If you invest the $13, $14 or so dollars if you're on the East Coast, it's going to be a little more expensive on the West Coast, by like a few dollars. But if you invest in this, I'd recommend you copy it. So to solve my own problems, because I realized when this isn't flexible, so if you're trying to use this on an interior door in like a school, if there was a fire, or heaven forbid like an active shooter, and you need to get you or some classmates out of a room, but the door was locked or jammed or broken in some way, but the piston was still spring-loaded, you could pop it open with this, and there's good decent sized gaps in those doors, and they're all the same, so the odds of you needing this to be more flexible are very slim. But for some doors that are a little finicky, that have their little gimmicks like my bedroom door, I realized having a flexible card really lends itself to being a big help. So I wouldn't say try and just copy this, because this itself is invaluable. It's fantastic. It works great on every other door but my bedroom door, because I have the double plates of metal, so there's a gap, and the card gets caught in the gap between the two plates, and it gets caught in the screws and all that crap. But definitely buy this and then make this. All I did was I took an old used Walmart gift card, overlaid it, just used ultra fine point Sharpie, just traced it, then used a pair of kitchen scissors. This part's a little rough because I used a bad pair of scissors on the first try, and then this one's much smoother and done much better because I found a better pair of scissors. But this will flex and bend, so if you have a tight doorway and you need it to flex and curve around different parts of wooden or metal, this will work great. So copying it and keeping them together is a very good idea. I would definitely recommend you make a plastic one. And honestly, everybody ends up with a used gift card or something. Heck, even an old expired license or something, if you manage to hold on to that for whatever reason, you can make that. But yeah, like I said, stainless steel. It's got the lasering. The edges, so this portion here is for if you're inside a room and the door is swinging towards you, so the round portion of the latch is facing away from you. So you can't just stick the flat part in and push the latch in on itself. You have to reach around it. So basically you just put this in at above it a little bit, and you can kind of wiggle it down in, and then you just pry upward. I will say, if the door is very stiff, the edge can feel a little sharp and painful, but if this is your only way to get out of a room and you need to get out fast, you're not really going to care. So it doesn't really matter. But all the edges are rounded over, so they aren't sharp. I mean, if you squeeze like really, really hard, it's gonna hurt, and it's gonna like leave lines in your hand. But besides that, it's pretty good. And I'm gonna cut to a few demos on some doors. All right, so we got the Sparrows hall pass. This is my bedroom door, and as you can see, like I said, let me unlock it for you real quick. I just locked it. I have two plates here. So when trying to shim the door open, it'll get caught there because of how tight it is now, because there's a very, very tiny gap to get this tool into place. I was wrong previously. This is, I've got this protruding screw here that catches if you're on this side. But let me show you, or attempt to show you. Keep in mind, I am still practicing with this thing. Practice makes perfect. But if you look inside right there where my tool is, it gets really tight inside. And that's where that screw is as well. So if you're gonna try and pop a lock, this is locked, by the way. If you're gonna try and pop a lock, you kind of need to get it inside the door. In my case, the screw. Okay, so I got underneath the screw. Now I'm just gonna lift up and pry against the door frame. So this, you can completely let go of this, and it's gonna stay in place. And you lift upward, and it disengages the lock. My cat just ran into my room. But yeah, so the door's still locked, but because this is spring-loaded, you can disengage it from the other side. And this is what I was talking about. So when you get in there and you pry, it's gonna push the latch in on itself. Sorry about the focus. Alright, let's try it on another door. So here we are on the exterior of my bedroom door. So this gap here is very tight, and one of the great things about this tool is you can put it, if you have this kind of door jamb, you can put it underneath, but because the plate inside my door is protruding, you can kind of see that inside, it hits the metal plate. So this method for me is not possible. I can go in here and try and pop it, but I keep catching in the middle. So what I found I have to do is I have to go low and use the very corner of the tool to get into the lock and jimmy my way. Hey guys, it's future me. I would just like to take a second to apologize for my really crappy camera skills. I was trying to hold a camera with one hand and jimmy a lock open with another. Didn't really work all that great. Probably should have put my tripod down, but anywho, let's get back to the video. I think I just bent it a tiny bit. That's easy. You just bend it back straight. So I can't get the thing open, but that's where this thing comes in handy. So if you have the little plastic one put in, this, I just line it up and I'm in. Easy as pie. Just line it up. Got caught on the screw. You can pop it open. So yeah. So this is my bathroom. This door's a little finicky. Kind of got to lift up on it for it to... Alright, so this is locked. It's not going anywhere. So this door, I've actually tried it out and it will work. So you can slide, because it has that little notch in the metal. You can slide it in, and I found, for me, I have to apply outward force to slip it over the metal plate inside the door jamb. You can see it in there. Hey there, it's future me again. I would just like to take a note of, if you do decide to torque this tool while you're using it, it may subsequently bend it. You can kind of see how that worked, because I just did that and it pushed the latch in on itself. Alright, so the door is locked. So say the doorknob broke. So say the doorknob broke and it wasn't turning, which I've had happen to me in this bathroom before. I got locked in here for about an hour. We had to take the pins out of the hinges and pull the door off because we didn't have a tool like this, because the doorknob was completely stuck and for some reason nobody could shim it from the outside. But from here, you just get it down. That was way easier than I expected, but I mean, that's good. Like, you can see the latch inside. You just reach in, you can get behind it, and you can pull back, and it will, with your backward pulling force, it's going to disengage the lock and pull the door open pretty much at the same time. Also, another good note, if you have one of these doors and you lock yourself out from the outside for whatever reason, you don't really need one of these. You can use just a normal credit card, and if you look, it's got that little, looks like a flathead screwdriver, or it looks like it could be used with a flathead screwdriver. You can do that, or anything just flat. You can turn that and the door open. Alright, so this one is going to be on my front door. This is on the inside, obviously. So this is a deadbolt. This is not locked. Now it is, but yeah, so the door in relation to me will be swinging in. You can tell because you have the rounded portion of the plate here. You just slide that thing in, down, you'll feel it get tight, and then you can just pry upward. Now is the latch disengaging. There we go. Now if you look inside, you can see the spring-loaded portion of the lock is depressed inward. So now, there's one hand. Yeah. And it pops the lock open. And I figured I might as well show you that if you've, per se, had this in your wallet and you were going somewhere where metal detectors are present, I'm not advocating you do anything illegal with these, but you can use your plastic one and essentially, I've never tried it on this door. Oh, yep. Pop the lock open in the same fashion. It's a little weaker because obviously it's thin plastic, but it still gets the job done, and it pretty much retains its shape. You just bend it back against a wall a little bit and you're good to go again. You can just do this all day long. And the best part is I just disengage the lock. It's struggling now. There we go. Yep. And the best part about this is as long as you have your original Sparrows hall pass, you can just, every time you get a used card, you could even find one off the street and you can just use a pair of scissors or a knife and make this little spare for whenever you may need one that's more flexible or won't trip a metal detector. Alright guys, back at the table after all of the lock bypassing. Ignore that. So my final thoughts on the Sparrows stainless steel hall pass. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, I'd probably give it an 8.5 or a 9. The only reason I give it an 8.5 or a 9 is because it's not flexible. I think I actually bent it in the door. Yeah, I did a little bit. That's okay though. It's not that flexible, so like I said, if you have a finicky door like mine, or you have an older like farmhouse or something that has a solid wood door casing that you can't slide this through, then this isn't gonna work for you. But the overwhelming majority of doors nowadays, like schools, office buildings, interior home doors, this is gonna work on. So I give it an 8.5 or a 9. But hey guys, it's future me again. I just wanted to let you know you're not really missing much in this part of the video, and that's why I've cut out all the audio and I'm sending this little message to you. I'm just rambling about how easy it was to make that little plastic card version of the Sparrows Hall Pass. Took 2 seconds, a pair of scissors, and a Sharpie. Anybody could do it. You could probably do it with an image off of the internet. Anywho, let's get back to the video. Hey guys, it's voiceover me again. Just letting you know you're not missing much, just me rambling about the shipping and what it was like ordering from Sparrows. Their products are great, but I'm going to be completely honest, their shipping wasn't exactly the best. It took about a week, which was expected, but I had an inability to track my package due to the Canadian Post Office saying that the number Sparrows gave me was incorrect. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up if you ever order from them. I haven't heard of a single instance of somebody not getting their product, but you won't really be able to track it. Still got to me in good shape. Came with a sticker, and it was very well packaged. It came double bagged, so it had one plastic bag on, like the tool was in, is like form fitted to the tool, and then that bag and the tool were put into another bag. So yeah, there's no moisture getting to your new toys or whatever when you order from Sparrows, at least in my experience. Hey guys, it's voiceover me once again. I know you're probably wondering, what the heck's with all the voiceovers? Well, if you haven't picked up on it, this video has been condensed numerous times to try and shorten it so that I'm not uploading a 45-minute video, because I tend to ramble when I get onto certain subjects, and this subject tends to be one of them. All I'm saying in this portion of the video is that I plan on reviewing the Sparrows Creeper Lockpick set when I get it next week. Thank you, and hopefully, maybe, no promises, there might not be another voiceover. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend buying one of these. It's definitely a great tool to have in your wallet, on your person all the time. I would imagine you could probably go through TSA with this thing because they don't search your wallet. Hey, it's voiceover me again. Turns out I lied, but I did say no promises on the voiceovers. All I'm talking about in this little portion of the video, which drones on for several minutes, is how TSA probably won't ever know that this is in your wallet if you go through TSA with it in your wallet. Seeing as how you have to put your wallet in a tray and they never search your wallet, and I've been through many metal detectors with metal objects in my pockets and forgetting about them and never triggering one, so I don't even know what they're for anymore. Hey guys, voiceover me again. Sorry about all the voiceovers, but it seems that I've lost the outro to my video. So, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, heck, even turn on the bell notification button. I know I don't post all that often because I'm up to other things, but I'm going to try and post more often nowadays because I enjoy it. It's fun, and I like sharing my opinions on different products that I feel more people should know about. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in a later video.